Hi everybody, this is Bruce with habowskistudio, and today we're going to be doing unboxing of my Rosemary and Company brushes that I ordered and discuss a little incident that happened and that had a great outcome, and also to go over some brushes I ordered from them before, let you know what I think of them, and I want to thank you for joining me. And just give you up front, I'm not being sponsored in any way. This is all my opinion of the product. I'm really having good luck with them, and I want to share that with you so that you can try them out for yourself. And if you're new to the channel, I invite you to check out the rest of my videos. I think there's some really interesting content you'll like. And please subscribe. And if you've been watching from the beginning, thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate it. So let's get going. Okay, first I'm going to go over the brushes that I previously ordered. There's a few different lines I wanted to try out. And so first up is the Rosemary Company Ultimate Round. Nice little bristle brush, good workhorse. I like how it handled the paint. Good for kind of sketching in the composition in the beginning without having too linear of a quality. Very nice. And this is the Ivory Series round brush. I'll pan in for some little details also a little later, but this particular one is a size 8. And I wanted to get a few of the brushes to work on larger paintings like you see behind me. And I've already, of course, used this one a couple times. Really holds its point. It's a nylon synthetic, kind of like a nylon hog bristle. Very, very well made. Really like that. And a kind of brush that I've seen other artists use and I've never tried are the Ivory Series, and this is a dagger brush. Now, when I first used these, this one I used just once or twice here in this painting. I have some more brushes in my plein air kit that I don't have with me right now, and it has a dagger in there. I've used it quite a bit. Really great for laying broad strokes of color, and then you can turn around instantly and do a line with this nice tip. So you can do a lot of functions with this one brush. So especially useful if you're doing plein air work and you want to, of course, not have a lot of materials in your kit. I would experiment with these dagger brushes. When I first used them, it was a little getting used to, but now I really like them and really hold some paint. Very reliable. And what I haven't really used yet is also in the Ivory line. I got these sword brushes, which to me are essentially like elongated dagger. I'm looking forward to trying these out too. I think you'll be able to get some nice dancing effects with the paints with this type of brush. And I'm looking forward to trying that out. Got a couple sizes of those. And then this one, which I haven't experimented with yet either, matter of fact, I want to put it in my plein air kit, is the, it's called the Classic Eggbert, not sure how you pronounce it, size 2. Kind of a very long bristle hairs. And I find this might be useful, like when I put in strokes of color, say in clouds maybe, as an example. There's probably way many different things you can do with it. What I plan on trying to do is if I want to feather an edge together and have a very kind of indistinct pattern to that. This seems, it's very pliable. Again, I'll show you some detailed shots in a little bit, but very pliable. And that's going to be fun to try out. So now we're going to get into the package that I got just the other day from Rosemary and Company, and this one includes some sampling of the Evergreen Series and the Eclipse Series. So I'm going to start unwrapping that, but first, little story. Okay, here's the story. Sorry if it's, I don't want to drag this video on too long, but, and hope I don't bore you, but I've ordered from Rosemary Company before and have received my product just fine. The first time, I have some recommendations. Number one, I highly recommend having it shipped. The two shipping options are Royal Mail and FedEx. And I recommend the FedEx because you get it in 2 to 3 days. And I believe last I checked when I ordered, it was $2 to $3 cheaper than the Royal Mail, which takes like 10 days because as it gets to the States, switches over to be delivered by the Postal Service in the United States. And it takes a long time. And I was anxious to get my brushes. Second time around, I figured out what to do, and also figured out the first time I didn't realize in the upper right hand corner you can switch the currency to whatever country you're in, and I didn't know that the first time, so I'm trying to calculate pounds to dollars and have some guess of what I'm spending, so that was kind of funny. Second time around, I figured that out and selected FedEx to have the package deliver, and boom, 2.5 days later I had a FedEx package in my hands. Well, the third time I ordered was on 29th, and I didn't get my brushes for, the usual 2 to 3 days. And now I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe they made a mistake and accidentally shipped it Royal Mail. Come to find out they didn't, in contact with the company and contact they did with the FedEx, they lost the package. FedEx lost the package. And what a pain that was. And because of course, now time has elapsed and I want my brushes. So they were very customer service oriented. They are customer service oriented there. And they resent the brushes I originally ordered. So now we're going to cut this package open and see what we get. Let's get down to business. So like I was saying too, the customer service at this company, at Rosemary Company, is stellar. I dealt with a lady named Simi, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's S-Y-M-I. Very, very nice. And then Michael with the shipping helped me later on. And just gonna keep that for my records. And if this is anything like the last packages I've received, the protection they put, I've ordered from some companies, and it's amazing. They're sending brushes, and the way they send the brushes, it's like sometimes the hairs might be already bent a bit and all that sort of thing. And very unbelievable that they do that, knowing they're artist brushes. So here's okay. Get this thing. Comes in a nice little cardboard case. Of course, depending on how many you're ordering and potentially what you're ordering, your packaging may be a little different. But and here's my get a little sticker, which is cool. I put my last one on my paint box. And here's my invoice. So that's good. Send you a nice little catalog. Talks about their brushes and such. Very handy resource to have if you're going to be ordering multiple types. And it was nice that initially my first order, when I ordered the Ivory Series, I ordered a lot in one series. I would recommend trying out in whatever medium you're painting on. I'm painting in oil, so trying out several different series at one time. Maybe a small brush and a larger brush in 3 or 4 series, so you can see which ones are going to work for you and then commit to a larger range. but I'm happy with what I got. And you can see the nice, beautiful packaging they do. And here's what I mean. They've taped it, put it, you know, of course they're in their little packages. They've taped it to a piece of cardboard that extends further than the brushes. So if it's jostling around in a box, it can't bang up against here. Let's get this cut apart. And what I did with mine when I first got them, of course, is running them under a little water to get the gelatin or whatever they use to stiffen up the brushes. I got a nice little rigger. I'm not going to be messing around with these until I properly soften them up in some water, but this is going to be nice to potentially sign the paintings and to do tree limbs, that sort of thing. So that's the Eclipse line. And go ahead and cut off this package stuff here. So I got the Evergreen round and the Ultimate line pointed rounds. So you can see those. And then we have some more of the Evergreen long flat. I can't wait to try these out. It's going to be delicious, kind of putting the paint on and working with that. I've seen several reviews on YouTube of these brushes, and artists have used them. That's how I became turned on by them. It's always risky when you go to a store and you're looking at the brush, and maybe sometimes the gelatin's not in there. You can kind of feel the bristles, but you never know until you put it through its paces in terms of when it gets into some turpentine and paint and that sort of thing. And this is the Eclipse series, round and long flat, and then a little filbert. I'll put those all back in the box now, and if I really like these, I'll commit to more sizes, bigger sizes, and bigger range. And one thing that's a little tricky, everything's in millimeters for like the size of the brush, that sort of thing. When I first ordered them, I kind of took a chance, and of course I went to Google and did millimeter to inch, tried to calculate approximately how big they were going to be when I got them in terms of how wide, like 1/4 inch or that sort of thing. Say for this one, if I really like this one, I'll definitely, this is a size 4, and I'll definitely get maybe 2 steps up next time, but that's okay. With my smaller paintings, this should come in very handy. So those are my brushes, and I'm really excited to try them out. So now I'm going to show some close-ups of the brushes. Okay, so like I said, here's the Eggbert. Nice and springy. Can't wait to try that one out. That's going to be really nice to manipulate paint with. And the dagger, you can see a little bit of spring. Very nice, holds quite a knife edge there. And here's the round I was mentioning about using before. So I'm pressing fairly hard like I did with the with this brush. Get it seen here. And you can see it's not super pliable. It still works for applying paint. So here's the elongated, this is called a sword, but to me it's like an elongated dagger. And pretty flexible also. You can see how you can get some really nice effects potentially, how the hairs do that at the end. So that's going to be fun. I can imagine doing like a forest scene with some tickling of paint for doing leaves and that sort of thing. And then the rest are, of course, here's the long flats that I haven't taken the shipping gelatin out of yet, the coating they put on the bristles. But that's going to be nice. Synthetic kind of mongoose blend. So now this is going to be a clip to show you how I get the sizing out of the brushes when they ship them. And most brushes you buy at a store will have that sizing in them, unless people, when they're looking in the store, mess with the bristles. I don't like to manually just loosen that kind of gelatin sizing. I like to have a little bowl of lukewarm water, and I put it in there and let the water kind of loosen up, dissolve that gelatin sizing. And as I feel the bristles loosening a bit, I press a little touch harder against the bottom of the bowl, very lightly, kind of patting it down there. Pinch out the excess water. I don't do this, making sure that it's out from the at the top of the brush here, where the hairs start, the furl of the brush. Kind of just do that. And then just let the paper towel, an absorbent paper towel, kind of soak up some of that. Then I just let it sit there. Do my next one. Feel it get pliable. You can do this too along the edge of the bowl, but you can also very carefully just get the excess water out. Let it sit there on your paper towel, and continue that with whatever brushes you ordered. So I just thought I'd show you that too. So in closing this review here and unboxing of my brushes, some of the brushes I had a reasonable expectation of what to expect for how it's going to perform, but I'm really excited by taking a chance on these dagger brushes. Really enjoying these, and really like they're quite a workhorse, and they offer some nice effects. I mean, I can, like I said, lay the paint on, do some fine lines, and also on the tip, in the reverse, I can manipulate that paint, maybe doing some dappled edging on tree line or something like that. All kinds of effects. And so coming away from this whole experience of ordering these different shipments, this has been super exciting. And I like the synthetic blends on the ivory. Very nice and springy. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, habowskistudio. Follow me there, like the page, all that good stuff. My website, www.habowskistudio.com. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, check out more cool content, and I'll post some links to the website for Rosemary and Company in the description box below the video. So check that out, and that's all for now. Until the next painting adventure, take care. Bye.